Well, welcome to day 5 of the Classic here at Tamworth. Another exciting day of pre-works. Starting to get down to the exciting part where we're getting really close to sale day, where we're going to see the big money start to come in. With me today for the roundup, Rob Clayton.
G'day, Brett.
Welcome. Simon Booth.
Brett.
Welcome aboard.
Pleasure to be here.
So, Simon, Livestock Manager, Toowoomba.
Yep.
Exciting to be a part.
Mate, I reckon it'd be 7 or 8 years I've been down here, and the show's grown year on year. Averages, top price horses. It's year on year, better and better.
The catalogue, the strength this year.
Mate, I think it's as good as anything. Like, we've had a look at it through the last few days. There's horses here, full brothers and sisters to NCHA Futurity winners. It's, I don't think you can get a catalogue better in the country anywhere.
Rob, Managing Director of the new brand Nutrien, very exciting times for the brand, and to take over this concept and branch out into the equine side, very exciting.
Yeah, sure. So it's a new brand for us this year. I guess the branch out is not so much of a branch out in the fact that Nutrien obviously is the new name of the Landmark business, and the combination of the Ruralco and the Landmark business together. We thought it was a good time to change the brand when we bring these two great businesses together, but I guess it is a new brand, but it's not a new purpose. And our purpose is still very much about providing profitability and sustainability for our farmers. And I think the coming together of those two companies is really going to supercharge that, and that's only good for agriculture.
We've seen this week the effort that the team have gone through to supply a better product for the vendors. That seems to be something that goes across the board, that you look to do. Is whatever you can do for the farmer is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the team are really committed to their growers, and in this case our growers are our horse breeders and the guys that are coming here and buying and selling the livestock, as well as the competitors. We want to put on the best show we possibly can for them. We want to realise the highest benefit we can for the guys that are selling and the girls that are selling, and we want to make sure that everyone has a good time while they're here as well. So 20 years I've been with the business, and there's one thing that's never changed, and that's the commitment to the clients, and I'm really proud of the team that are working here today. I think it gets better and better every year.
Especially Terry Ryan, you just have to be super proud of Terry.
Yeah, look, Simon probably number 1, and then Terry just after that.
Perfect. We'd firstly like to recap the NCCA rider that had the second round last night. Once again, Pete Comiskey just steps up and shows us why he is the competitor he is, and the ranking that he holds in the country. Pete rode Harry up into the top spot, but not to forget Jack Sutherland riding the Ranch Twirl. He's only 4 points behind Pete, with those two riders are the only combinations with 2 runs together for the rider title. So that'll be extremely exciting tonight to see what happens there, and no doubt Pete and Jack will be fighting it out for that top honour. If one of those scores, it's going to put the pressure on the other. Also, we had the first round of the Dalgety Stallion Shootout last night. No surprise, Shuey Miles, 93 points on Time's Up. Simon, talk us through.
Yeah, 93 points. Possibly the biggest round we've seen here at the Classic in any draft, whether it be the Open or the Stallion Shootout over the years. I don't think I've ever seen a 93-point run here any other time. And then I suppose the strength of those stallions too. I think there was 5 horses ended up equal second on 90 points. So I guess it shows the calibre of what these horses that we're going to sell, like the size that they are by, and the people that are putting them through.
So I understand Dalgety's is a part of your business, Rob. Could you please explain just what that means and where it fits in?
Sure. So Dalgety was one of the founding names of the business over 150 years ago, and we've kept that brand alive through our Dalgety Animal Health business. So a lot of the insecticides, insecticides, a lot of the inputs for livestock, the livestock business are branded under that Dalgety Animal Health, and it really keeps us sort of thinking back to the roots of the business. It's quite an interesting story in the sense of it was actually a Canadian guy that started the Dalgety business over in Western Australia over 150 years ago, and then we've morphed all the way through to the 2020, where we've got this Nutrien Ag Solutions, which has got a Canadian heritage as well. So we've kind of gone back to our roots and back to the Dalgety days, and it just reminds us of that sort of story along the way. So we're really proud of the Dalgety name.
Winning the cutout in the stallion draft last night, Simon, the evergreen Chevron Ivory. 25 points to win the cutout. Is there ever been, or has there ever been, a horse that's dominated the camp draft scene like Chevron Ivory?
I don't think so, Brett. It seems he's almost like a fine wine. He's getting better with age, the old boy. But yeah, what he hasn't won, you don't need to win, I don't think. And I think he's won everything there is to win. You name a big draft that he hasn't won, you probably shouldn't need to win it.
Sorry, I was only talking to someone this week. They reminded us the year that Ivory was at Sydney Show. He won every round of the World Championship camp draft. That on its own, every other draft he's won. Come here, give those younger stallions, give them a touch up in the cutout to win with 25.
Horses there, 15 years he's junior. It's insane.
Now we're talking about times up, 93 points in the draft, but then progeny of times up.
Yeah, to win the Gelding draft last night.
In a runoff, so they had 91 points in the first round, send them back into bat again, comes up with another 91. So exciting to see that horse tonight, having the first two go-round runs into the gelding incentive, then run a further 291s. We're in for a big classic final tonight.
I think so, mate. And I suppose another thing that you would have seen here, like those horses, and exciting for the future, like the amount of horses that are in those open camp drafts now that are graduates of the Nutrien Classic program that we run.
Let's talk about that graduate program. 2018, Hells Are Coming. Come back in 2019, won the Masters. 2020, Martin Stock Haulage Open Camp Draft winner. What a story that mare's had, that she's come from a graduate to a winner of our aged events, then turns around and wins the biggest draft, the Open Camp Draft, against Gold Cup winners, against all these horses that are seasoned, and she comes out. That's outstanding. So let's talk about Time's Up stablemate, Razor Garter, young Bobo Tell in the Young Guns. Charlie Marr Memorial, Simon, 92 points in the final.
Yeah. I think the scary thing is they're all young guys, so they're only going to get better with age. Like as we were saying with Ivory, maturity seems to bring experience, and they're getting better and better as it goes. And I think 92 points for an under 25 draft. I guess they're very fortunate to be lent those top end, high caliber horses to do it. But yeah, it's a huge credit to all those young people in those drafts and what they've got done.
Also, a big shout out to the owners of those horses. That we know Razor Garter's campaigned by Hugh Miles, but Hugh's the owners of those horses, for them to then allow those young guns the opportunity to ride in that final. Yeah, outstanding. So today we pre-worked the horses for Saturday and Sunday sale. Simon, you were down there for the majority of the day. What were the standouts that come through while you were on the roster?
Mate, I've got a few here to sell that will sell in the Thursday, Friday program that I saw. We'll leave the Saturday ones till tomorrow, I suppose. But I found a few there that were all just standouts, I guess, to me, what I've seen here. One at lot 219, a Metallic Cat Son out of a Spinifex man, Spinny's Bad Girl, medal as anything, 4-year-old stallion. He's had the full program, and we've seen the Metallic Cat sell very well here in the past. A colt, one more Metallic, 210,000. So, the people are finding the horses they want and going after them to buy them. So he's one that was a standout lot for me. Another gelding there I saw at lot 230, PV No More Dreams. One of Todd and Jackie Graham's entries from up at Toowoomba. He's a 3-year-old gelding. We saw another horse of a similar name, I think it's PV Grasshopper, go through the gelding incentive last night and was a second, I think, we saw. And, as we were saying before, with the pedigrees of those horses like No More, One More and Driving Miss Dream are both NCHA Derby champions, the parents of that particular gelding. So, you come in to buy quality horses, you can't breed them any better than that.
But not only that, Simon, the stable that they've come out of, how many horses have we seen Todd Graham that have come through Todd's program, come on to be outstanding horse in the Camp Draft round.
Yeah.
We look at One More Daddy, One Stylish Pepto, all those good horses, stylish, a graduate of this sale.
Definitely. And I suppose you can credit a lot of that, like no doubting Todd's ability, but all those good horses you just mentioned go back to, as we're always saying as auctioneers, Mare Pair and things like the Mare and One More Spin, and we'll touch on a few others here later on that all go back to that very mare.
So Rob, coming from a Coonamble farming family, you've started it at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now you're at the very top. What does it mean with the way the company's structured, and how's it changed over the time? You said 20 years that this has happened, and what do you know?
Yeah, so I think it's one of the things I really love about this company. As I said, I've been with the Legacy Landmark business for just on 20 years, and you're right, I did come from the bottom. I was basically doing some deliveries of products and stuff as I started in the business, and that's where I got my first start in the door. I've been from there to a branch manager, to a division manager, and then on to a region manager, and now the managing director. And again, I think it's something that shows what you can do in this business, and that's why part of the reason why I love this business so much. Indeed, a large portion of the management team of this business have come from literally sort of a trainee up through the business, and the business has allowed, given a lot of opportunity to those people, a lot of development from a personal point of view, a lot of training, and now the whole of the management team have really come through the business. And I think it makes a difference for the staff on the ground as well, because those guys and girls that are running the business actually know what the business does. For me, it's quite stark, that difference, when I go to some of the corporate functions with other businesses, CEOs and so on, and a lot of the time their background is lawyers or accountants or something like that, which is very much not operational, and I feel like I've got a big advantage on those guys, because I know what drives the business. I know how valuable those customer relationships are. I know that the next person that I'm looking for from a succession plan for my management team, and indeed myself, I'm looking down through the business. So if you're a young person in this business today, the opportunities are everywhere right along the business, and we're really proud of that. And I think that that's really what makes the Nutrien Ag Solutions business different to a lot of other businesses.
And is that something that, we've touched on Toowoomba. Simon's the livestock manager up there. We've seen Simon the previous 2 years to this sale, sold the top lot both years. Simon, what was the first lot, the highest price, and then what was the last year?
The first lot we sold was the colt of Russ Bradley's, was One More Metallic. He made, $210,000, and then we sold the mare last year of John and Jen Corbett's Yavin Smooth Spin, and she made $230,000. So
that's a big feather in your cap, Simon, as an auctioneer, to come down here and have the,
Yeah, big feather, mate. And like Rob, I started with the Legacy business in Landmark as a trainee. Came down to Landmark here to the was the Landmark Classic then. Was be 7 or 8 years ago, just as a yardman, basically, just pushing cattle up and doing as I was told. So in that time, thanks to the guys ahead of me for their training and guidance and willingness to give us a go.
There's one person that I think we've all got to, we've got to give those accolades to, and he has taught you everything you know, but I'm sure it's not everything he knows.
No doubt.
Terry Ryan.
Yes.
Like there's no.
He'll take a fair bit of credit for my education, no doubt, old trickster. But as you said, he taught me everything I know, but I'm sure it's not everything he knows.
Now, that leads us on to probably where we could run into some problems with, like the NRL and the salary cap issues and stuff like that. Like, obviously, you're getting a reputation now, Simon, that the vendors only want you to sell their horses, and starting to get pushy with that. Is that something we can find a place for Simon, or are we looking at, giving like Canada or somewhere like that for him to go, Rob?
Well, I guess I'm a big rugby league supporter and a big Roosters supporter, so I think it's very well publicised that we don't believe in salary caps. We've got the salary chambre. So
like the Roosters,
yeah, well, Roosters. So I feel like Simon's definitely got a spot in our team for quite a while to come.
Not only that, a little bit of background on our friend sitting over there. He did go to Sydney. He did play for the Roosters.
Did he?
In his younger days.
Yeah, well, he's that's two reasons why. He's just edging, and Terry Ryan is in a little bit of trouble, I think, actually.
Might have him by a short head.
Yeah.
Very good. So this afternoon over in the main arena, the main camp draft arena, we cut down to the round 3 of the Pride's NCCA rider, where we see Pete Comiskey leads them in, and no doubt be a very hard competitor to track down. This afternoon we're going to have an action-packed evening over in the camp draft arena, where what we've all come down here for is that classic final, but not to mention the Jimmy Matthews Memorial Ladies Invitation. Craig McNabb, when he found out that it was for Jimmy Matthews, he has decided to put in $5,000. So that prize pool now is $7,500 plus the bracelet. Rob, you had a fair bit to do with Jimmy over your time. Have you got any stories or memories of Jim?
Yeah, I have. I guess Jimmy for me was a great mentor, and particularly as I became a bit more senior in the role, Jimmy was one of those guys you could pick up the phone to, or you'd see him in person, and he'd give you the truth. And I think it's something that people in the network that are, I guess, junior coming through quite often tell you what you want to hear. And Jimmy would tell me the truth whether I wanted to hear it or I didn't want to hear it, and I always respected him for that. It was something that helped me really much, a great deal as a leader. And it's something that I always mention, is I talk about Jimmy a lot when I've got a lot of young kids there, telling them to make sure that truth upwards is as important as the truth downwards, because the people in our business are the business. They own the business. They're the ones that are the face of the business to the clients. So if we're getting it wrong and we're sending the wrong kind of message down to them, the best thing that we can get back out of them is like, the clients don't like this or whatever it may be. And Jimmy would always make sure he kept me on track.
So that'll once again be very special. We're going to have you there to help present that award tonight. That's the ladies' invitation final for the highest scoring ladies in any first round event here tonight. Come back and ride off for that money. Then we go to round 3 of the Pride's NCCA rider title. Pete Comiskey holds the cards there. We'll see how Pete goes. Very tough competitor to chase down. The Foresight Masters Finals, the Stallion Shootout round 2, had some big round of Hueys of 93.
Yep.
Then we go to the Nutrien Classic Final, $40,000 winner's check. Someone will be very happy tonight.
Very happy, no doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can watch that free of charge. Might not feel with the same atmosphere as sitting up on the hill to watch it like everyone does. They love this time of year, but you can watch live and free at home on the webcast. So Simon, just to recap that Friday's catalogue, is there anything else there that's worth circling up in the catalogue?
Brett, like always, I suppose you want to go where the horses have been successfully before, and just a few quick mares we saw there at the end of and this was the Conman mares. There's a run of mares there on the Friday. You got one of Russ Bradley's, of course, a vendor who's sold a top price horse here. The mare Bradley's Romance, she's got a double cross of Romance, so through Conman there. Another mare there of Carl Gibson's Gibbs Classic Con, of course, out of a mare in Yugelbar, Dance Elegance, was a classic winner by Conman. Then we go on to another mare there of the late John Breckelman's in Breck's Puddle Duck. Breck, being the first $1 million vendor we ever had here at Nutrien, and that mare's in the hands of Timmy Duggan, who's helping out to put those horses through. And then another one that I saw from another vendor that has had great success here with us, being Pete and Jess Turek in the mare in Branchvale, Misconduct. They topped the Stallions here last year with another Conman, and they have another Conman daughter here this year being presented by Adam Wallen.
Be no surprise there to see her hit a record price. We've seen Adam present so many horses for the higher price money. Like
Definitely. A good competitor and a good showman too, to get them through for his clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So tomorrow, being Thursday, we see the first of our sale horses. We go from lot 1 to 181. That's where the sparks will fly. The big money will come out with those horses you can take home, put the saddle on, and go and take straight to a competition. Rob, Simon, thank you very much for sitting with us this afternoon and doing the wrap-up. Very exciting time. Someone will be very, very happy tonight with the Classic win, and then some happy vendors tomorrow when we get into the sale.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.